Welcome everyone to our third annual Game of Apps Championships. Students, parents, teachers, administrators, friends, we're so glad you're able to join us today. Well, this season proved to be an exciting one for all of us. We started the school year with 5 cohorts: Richmond, New Westminster, West Vancouver, Delta, and Vernon. 150 students from 8 different cities representing 17 high schools. We also launched a pilot for our remote program where students from 5 of the participating high schools joined us remotely online on a weekly basis. Who would have known that by the end of the school year, all of our students would be participating on our remote platform? So to all you Game of Apps remote students, you can tell everyone that you were using Zoom way before Zoom became a thing. So today the agenda for the live stream is as follows. We'll start off with introductions, and then I'll introduce you to the judges, and then we'll jump right into the pitch presentations. Now we're doing the pitch presentations in random order. So each team will get to present. We'll play your pitch and demo video, followed by a Q&A period with questions from the judges. After we've gone through all the teams, then we'll go into a time for the showcase. Now in the showcase, all the teams, every single team will break out into their own individual Zoom live stream. And then there would be a mentor hosting that stream with you. And you'll be able to talk about your project, what you've done, and you can answer some more detailed questions. The members of the audience and members of the public will be able to submit questions to you through a Twitter hashtag. Okay, so the audience, you can jump into one of these showcase calls, or you can stay here on the main live stream. If you want to ask a question to any of the teams, go to our Game of Apps app or to our website, and you can see the hashtag that you should use to post the question. After we finish the showcases, that'll be about 20 to 30 minutes. Then we'll all come back here to the main stream, the main live stream. And then we'll be able to announce the results of the competition. This season, we've also introduced something new. We've introduced community voting as part of the championship event. If you haven't already voted, please download the Game of Apps app, Android or iOS, or go to our website, gameofapps.org, to vote for which team you want to see win. Your votes will account for 10% of the student's final score. 90% of their score will come from the judges. But the more exciting thing is that the team that has the most community votes will win a golden ticket and will automatically advance to the provincials next Saturday. So, download the Game of Apps app now and vote for your team. Voting will close immediately after the pitch presentations, when the teams go into their individual showcase channels. All right. So to start off this event, we have a special set of greetings to all the students. I know you're going to be very encouraged to see that there's someone special who's cheering you on. First up, we have Mr. Murray McLeod, Principal of New Westminster Secondary School.
Hello everyone, and welcome to this year's Game of Apps Championships. These are unusual times, and education as we know it has changed dramatically. The organization and coordination of an event like this during these uncertain times takes a tremendous amount of time and effort. And for that, I want to thank the organizing committee and all the instructors who support our students' programs. I would also like to thank our families who help support our students' amazing work and passion. I wish all of our student competitors good luck. I'm super excited to see all the amazing apps you have created. To our new Westminster secondary student competitors, I want you to know our school community is proud of you, and we wish you the very best. Enjoy the championships, everyone.
Thank you, Mr. McLeod. Next, we have a special greeting from Mariam Nasser, Associate Superintendent from the New Westminster School District.
Hi everyone, it's Mariam Nasser from the New Westminster School District. On behalf of the district, I'd like to thank our students for their passion and commitment to their projects and for their flexibility in taking the projects online. I'd also like to thank our educators who supported the students And a big thank you to Roland for his passion and commitment to the game of apps. I'm looking forward to seeing your projects and wish you the best of luck. Good luck, everyone.
Now, we have a special greeting from Chris Kennedy, Superintendent and CEO of the West Vancouver School District.
Hi everyone. On behalf of all of my colleagues here in West Vancouver Schools, I'd like to welcome you to the Game of Apps British Columbia Championships. I know many of our students have been preparing for this since the fall, and this is a wonderful culmination, and so great that in spite of everything else we're going through, we're able to carry on with those wonderful championships. My thanks to all of our teachers, your supportive parents, and the entire community that's come together for this. The work that happens in the Game of Apps is important work. This is the kind of real-world learning that we want for our students and will help prepare them for this ever-changing world. So again, my thanks to the organizers and all the best for today's competition.
Thank you, Chris. Next, we have a special greeting from Kareem Haklaf, Superintendent and CEO of the New Westminster School District.
Hi, I'm Kareem Haklaf, Superintendent of Schools for New Westminster, and I wanted to wish all competitors today good luck, including a little extra support for our amazing students supporting our schools. Here in New Westminster, we've been talking a lot about leading into our future, and I can think of no better example of today to fit that bill. Channeling your creativity to use innovation and technology to come up with solutions to the problems our communities are facing, from healthcare, well-being, to issues surrounding supporting our environment. Thank you. Good luck to all, and go New West.
Thank you, Kareem. We then have a greeting from Anita Ansari, Chairperson of the Board of Education, New Westminster School District.
Hi, I'm Anita Ansari, the Chair of the Board of Education in School District 40 in New Westminster. And on behalf of the board, I want to say how proud we are of all the students that are there competing today. We're so sorry that this pandemic means that we couldn't be there in person, but even if we have to do it from a safe social distance, we want our teams to know that we are cheering on our students as they present their innovative ideas to the panel of judges. This event is a great example of the magic students can come up with industry mentors and the limitlessness of their imagination. Thank you all for taking part in this event, and may the best app win.
Thank you all for your special greetings. It means a lot to us for you to acknowledge all the hard work and accomplishments of the Game of Apps students. Now, I'd like to introduce our distinguished judging panel. First is Andrew Harishkowicz. Andrew is a multimedia designer who teaches at Simon Fraser University's School of Interactive Arts and Technology, a program that blends art, design, humanities, and programming to help prepare students for understanding technology, humans, and all the messy stuff that happens in between. Andrew teaches primarily design-related topics and promotes interdisciplinarity, specifically learning a mix of design and code, allowing you to construct the things you propose.
Thank you so much for the introduction, and welcome all Game of Apps competitors, as well as your teachers and your family. I hope that this message finds you all doing well, and thank you so much for actually continuing with the competition, even given the circumstances. I'm very much excited to see your hard work, and hopefully I can provide you with some useful feedback and insights sort of to take forward after the competition, as well as within the competition. Regardless, I want to wish you the best of luck, and maybe I'll see you again at some point at Simon Fraser University. So much for the introduction, and welcome all Game of Apps competitors.
Our next judge is Berenice Molina. Berenice specializes in UI UX design and has 4 years experience working with mobile platform games, as well as website and app design and development. She started as a graphic designer in Mexico, then moved to Canada for an internship at UBC and graduated with a master's degree. Some companies Berenice has worked for are Finger Food Studios, Inchol Solutions, Pocket Pinata Interactive, and Gasket Games. Our next judge is Henry Leung, instructor with the 2-year Digital Design and Development Diploma Program at BCIT. The program readies students with skill sets to build and contribute to digital solution businesses. Henry teaches development and UX. Henry has been in the tech industry for over 10 years, going from company work to entrepreneurship to educating. His background includes software development specialized in network, web, and mobile business solutions. He has built tools and APIs for different companies of different sizes. Henry loves seeing passion, growth, and potentials in tech, especially coming from younger generations, and will always be happy to contribute to this community.
Hey all, my name is Henry and I'm from BCIT and I teach the Digital Design Development Program, and I'm really excited to be part of the judging panel for this upcoming exciting events to see all the student projects. And I'm really happy that we're able to continue this event, organizing everything through the pandemic. It's a very good event to have, and it's all the parents out there that's supporting this mentorship environments to build business, technology, and everything all together. That's really good. And everybody supporting these initiatives to grow the tech community in BC. Thank you. So good luck to everybody that's participating in it. Enjoy the process, win or lose, and have fun learning from each other, because there's going to be a lot to learn from everybody's crazy new ideas.
So now we come to the part of the event that everyone is waiting for, the pitch presentations. The students have worked really hard over the past 8 months. No matter who wins today, you should all be proud of yourselves. The teams will be presenting in a random order. We'll announce the team that will be up next, as well as the team that will be on deck. That is, the team that will be up following that. So when you hear your team called to be on deck, please leave this live stream and join the Zoom webinar that we have set up for you. The links are all in the emails that you should have received. The rest of the audience will stay here on this live stream, but the students will leave the live stream and get ready to broadcast through the Zoom webinar. Students, please have your Slack open on your computers or phones so that you can receive instructions from the mentors as well. Great. So the first team up today is Team Griffins from Burnsview and North Delta. Team Griffins, join the Zoom call now. Then the team that is on deck after that is Team EcoWorld from New Westminster. So students from both Team Griffins and Team EcoWorld, join the Zoom webinar now. So while your team is on deck, you'll be placed in the waiting room. The mentors will then admit you into the broadcast Zoom call once it's your team's turn. So first up is Team Griffins. They built an app called What's in My Fridge, a food organizing app. So here's Team Griffins from Burnsview and North Delta.
We've all had this happen before, when we reach for a snack only to be hit with the awful, awful smell of rotten food, or when you go shopping only to forget what food you have at home and what you need to buy. These problems will disappear with our revolutionary new app, What's in My Fridge. Just download the app so that next time you go shopping you can add the food you bought into your inventory, set its expiration date and category, as well as any other information about it you need, and you're done. What's in My Fridge will then keep track of what food you have, when it's about to expire, and put all of that onto your phone so you can look at it wherever, whenever, and put those days of dealing with rotten food into the trash. So, what's in your fridge?
Great video, Team Griffins. We sure do waste a lot of food, so this app would be really useful. Now, we go into a Q&A period. We have a question from Judge Andrew for Team Griffins.
The presentation video presents a good narrative about a potential use case for the application, which I definitely appreciated. But the shortness of the video means that we kind of lose out on a lot of the value in understanding the rationale of your project. As a result, my question for your group is, how does me as a user spending extra time inputting each of my groceries into the application outweigh the inconvenience of forgetting to pick something up or just writing it down on like a shopping list?
Oh, didn't see you guys there. I thought I had a bit more time to finish off my lunch before it cuts to me. All right, Andrew, let's see what the Griffins have to say on how does inputting groceries on your app outweigh writing it on paper?
Using the app is a bit more beneficial than just writing it on a paper, because a paper, well, it's a piece of paper. It can get wet, it can get destroyed, and honestly, it's quite light and easy to forget, right? But your phone, you always have it with you, right? You always keep track of it. It's always just in your pocket, and it's not as likely to get torn up by accident or just thrown into the trash, right? This way, you don't get your shopping list, and it's a bit more convenient since, well, writing it out by hand might be a little tedious and could give you cramps.
All right, thank you for the response, team. Wait, was my food expired? Oh well, don't judge me. Like I was taught to not waste food. Hey, Roland, can you actually take over while I finish my lunch?
Oh dear, Janice, I hope you don't get sick eating expired food. We need you to stay with us, at least until after this live stream event. Well, thank you very much, Team Griffins. So, Team I Volunteer, you are now on deck. Team I Volunteer, please leave the live stream and join the Zoom call now. So the next team that we're showing is Team EcoWorld from New Westminster. They built an app that helps us fight climate change. Let's see the pitch presentation by Team EcoWorld from New Westminster.
You probably want to fight climate change. You want to save animals on the brink of extinction and protect your beloved homes from fires, floods, and hurricanes. This is why we created EcoWorld.
We believe that people have a goodwill and want to fight climate change. With our app, we give them a tool to enable them to do so.
The app tracks users' carbon footprint by asking a few questions every day. It gives the user tips to improve it, as well as information on climate-related topics.
As I open the app, I get to see my current carbon footprint, 3.7 Earths. By swiping down, I can see how different categories influence my footprint. I want to know more about transport, so I click it, and on the next slide I get to see my progress in transport, but also my total progress. I can even swipe through it. On the following slide, I can see my footprint compared to some countries' average footprints. On the last slide, the app gives me individual tips to improve my footprint. It can, for example, remind me to make a meatless Monday. But how does the app calculate my carbon footprint? Well, Echo, the tree character, asks me a few questions each day. So let's get started. I drove in the car with my family today around 30 kilometers. We were 3 to 4 persons in the car. For breakfast I had bread, actually a lot of bread, and I had some butter that is not good for the environment, as you can see here. And I had some jam, and along with that a nice juice. Oh, nice, I'm halfway through the questions. Now I get a reward for answering the questions, gold and points, and I can see how my footprint developed. Actually, it dropped by half an Earth.
This is a good time to explain what your carbon footprint is. As you all know, we only have this one Earth. But if everyone would emit as much CO2 as I do, if everyone would use as many resources as I use, we would not need one Earth, but 2.4 Earths in order to have enough resources on a long-term basis, in order to stay under a temperature rise of 2 degrees Celsius on this long-term basis. In other words, my carbon footprint is 2.4 Earths. Our app gives you the tools to lower your carbon footprint to stable levels, optimally 1 Earth. With that being said, let's return to the demo.
In case you're wondering what I can do with the gold that I got by answering a few questions, there is a shop in the app where I can select my currently chosen profile image as well as a skin for Echo. I can purchase a ticket in order to win a new profile image by spinning the Wheel of Fortune. Let's see whether we are lucky today. Yeah, quite lucky. We got a new profile image that is rare that is now displayed here. I want to spin the Wheel of Fortune again, but unfortunately I don't have enough gold anymore. In that case, I can go to the blog post screen and learn about climate-related topics by reading those blog posts. Interesting. Now I've unlocked another chest and just earned 10 gold. Let's read another climate-related article. Next to the gold, I also always get points. What can I do with them? Well, I can navigate to the social tab and compare with my friends. As you can see, I'm on rank number 5 in my friends list. If I want to add a friend or be part of a team, I can scroll down in order to scan a QR code. For example, I saw this poster on a school hallway claiming a school EcoWorld team. Oh, now I'm part of that team. And now I can compare with my schoolmates so that we can find the most avid climate fighter in school. Let's fight climate change together with EcoWorld, the app that calculates your carbon footprint, educates you about climate-related topics, connects you with friends, and motivates you to live green in a gamified way.
Great app. I love all the little graphics of trees and earths. It really adds a nice touch. We now have a question for you from our judges.
The application that you've developed looks pretty well complete, which is amazing given the time you had to put this together. Now, given this, I'm a bit concerned that the in-app sort of currency and personalization, I'm unclear on how it supports the intended purpose of sort of helping us fight climate change. So my question for you is, what approaches to gaining in-app currency did you explore, and why is kind of reading articles about environmental issues the main sort of approach chosen for gaining currency within the application?
Yes. Gamification is definitely a great incentive. It's like Animal Crossing, but in real life. Anyway, back to the serious question. What approaches to gaining in-app currency did you explore, and how did you decide on reading articles?
So we believe that gamification can be a big part of motivating people. There are already a lot of apps using that, just to name one, Duolingo. And we found it pretty motivating to have the app be more like a game than an app actually, because we are very motivated to play mobile games, but not so motivated to fight climate change. So I can read these articles and get points and gold for them. And that can really motivate people, in our opinion. The gold they can use to go to the shop, as you know, and then buy new graphics so that they have like a benefit of answering questions and reading blog articles. And the points are really great to compare with friends. And I think that's a great way to see how you are compared to your friends, because that really gives you the option to compare. And I think that's another really motivating factor, seeing how I'm at compared to my friends.
Interesting approach. Watching your presentation definitely gave me the itch to go out for a walk to absorb some Mother Nature and to do some reflection after my meal. See you in a bit, Roland.
Thank you, Janice and Team EcoWorld. We only have our one Earth, so we better take care of it. TeamPotatoes.exe, you are on deck. TeamPotatoes.exe, please go and join the Zoom call now. So, Team I Volunteer is a mixed team from Rockridge, Sentinel, and West Vancouver. They built an app to connect volunteers with organizations. Team I Volunteer.
As an organizer, are you always worrying about where to call for volunteers? Or, as a student, is it a problem for you to fill out your 30 volunteering hours for graduation? Our research showed that every out of 100 students, 53 are worrying about their volunteer hours according to the rate. Well, what will it be like with an online platform for both organizers and students to post and sign up? In 12 weeks, I volunteer as both to make the change. Instead of asking, calling, and registering everywhere, a simple click to post and sign up. A brand new way for volunteering. A platform of opportunities. I volunteer.
Hello everyone, this is student B. I'm looking for a volunteer event because I'm graduating and I don't have enough hours. Oh, I volunteer, a platform for all opportunities. Interesting. Let me sign up for it. Here's so many volunteer events. Wow, here's a map. It's so cool. But I really want to do some volunteering work about serving food because I have a part-time job at a restaurant. I'm really good at this. Let me search for a cafe server. Here it is, Mr. Kim. Let's see his personal profile page. He seems to be a very nice person according to the comments. Let me add it to my calendar.
B signed up. 1 week passed by.
Oh look, I almost forgot about it. I have a volunteer event to participate in. With I volunteer, I don't have to worry about missing events.
B volunteered. He had a great time.
Okay, now I got another 5 more hours. What a great experience. I need to thank Mr. Kim. Let me search for Mr. Kim and add a comment to his personal page. It is a really interesting volunteering experience for me. Thank you, Mr. Kim. Yes, here is another thing. Our International Student Club will be holding an orientation for new international students this September. We need some volunteers. I can also post events on iVolunteer for volunteers to participate in. Let me type all the information about this event. Okay, all done. It's so convenient.
We have various functions, including comment, post, search, map, to easily meet users' needs. Humanized design was simple blue and white collocation to let users see at a glance. What we also have is a great team. Hi, I'm Iris.
Hello, I'm Tim.
Hi, I'm Chris.
Hello, I'm Frank.
We are I Volunteer.
Thank you, I Volunteer. Let's go to Judge Henry for a question about your app.
Hey, I volunteer. This is a great initiative to tackle peer-related problems, and I always love that because when you tackle something close to heart, it often results in really good, rewarding outcomes. Now, the problems with volunteers is that they don't have any incentives to perform well unless they have passion for it. And you're giving them a chance to leave reviews, and if they don't volunteer for the right reasons, such as if they volunteer only for credit, then most likely they're going to have a bad experience or satisfactory experience and it'll get bad reviews. As an organizer, that's a disaster, and they probably don't want to face these kind of problems, and as a result, they probably would not want to make any events on your platform. How would you address this issue so in your app, so that event makers don't have to worry about these problems and have more incentives to provide events for your platform, because without them, your platform would not go through and work.
Hey, Henry, I also agree that this team created an app that really sparked an initiative very close to heart. I remember when I was in high school and when I was trying to apply for volunteers, I was actually only just applying to fulfill my credits. And that's such a horrible role model here. Anyway, let's see what are iVolunteer's thoughts on how would you help organizers post events that students would be passionate in volunteering for to leave positive reviews.
Okay, so for this problem, I have also something to say because I actually quite like the mode of the mandatory 30 hours of volunteering to fill in high school, because not many people have the chance to get in touch with this volunteer thing. They don't have the inspiration, or they don't want to do it by themselves. But this 30 hours, although it's mandatory, but once you start to doing it, some people will start to love it. I think it's a great opportunity for our students to get in touch with this volunteer community. Yes, so our iVolunteer, what we do is to provide more events on this app, and more students will see more kinds of events, and they'll start to know the beauty of this volunteer thing.
All right. Wow. Hey, Roland, maybe we should use this app to reach out to more mentors or get a few seniors who will soon be Game of App graduates.
For sure, Janice. We can use iVolunteer to find more mentors for Game of Apps. Team Step Forward, you are on deck. Team Step Forward, please connect to the Zoom call now. Our next team is teampotatoes.exe from New Westminster. They've built a mindfulness app for helping address mental health. I've seen their demo and it looks really great.
This is Mike, and he's been diagnosed with major depression. The things he used to do don't interest him anymore. He used to play soccer, but now he doesn't have the motivation to do it. He feels restless as he has dark thoughts surrounding his mind every day, telling him that he's nothing. His parents set him up to go to a therapist, but he still doesn't seem to be doing well with just talking to someone.
So Mike, how are you doing?
I don't know. I still feel the same as last week. I don't think I'm getting any better.
Well, have you been taking your antidepressants daily as I asked you to?
I'm trying to remember to take them daily. I sometimes miss a couple of days because I forgot to take them.
Ah, well. Are you getting enough sleep?
No, I don't think I am, because I keep stressing out over homework and heading in on time, which makes me stay up late. Because I'm rushing to finish homework early, and I don't sleep well because I keep thinking that I've missed handing in an assignment. I also have a lot of dark thoughts like self-harm, which also keeps me up at night because my brain keeps overloading with thoughts.
I see. Well, there's this app I found recently, and it's called Mindful Me. Let's try it out right now. First, you enter your name. Then you pick an animal, and then you enter a password that you would like to use. Then it gives you a tutorial on how the app works. There's a journaling function which would help you with overthinking too much because you can just write your thoughts down. There's also a breathing exercise that you can use to calm yourself down before going to sleep. The last thing I'd recommend to you is the goal setting function, which allows you to set goals and reminds you to do them, which I think will help remind you to take your antidepressants and limit stress on handing in assignments.
Wow, this app is pretty interesting. I'll try and use it every day.
That's great. You're free to go then.
Mike starts using the app for a couple of months.
So Mike, how are you doing?
I'm doing a bit better than before. The app that you suggested to me has helped me quite a lot. It helped me remember things that I forgot, and it helped me sleep better by releasing stress.
That's good. You should still see me every week, at least once, but other than that, do you want to talk about anything else?
No, not really. If I need something, then I'll contact you.
Well then, you're free to go. See you next week.
Okay, bye.
I'm Michelle, the project manager.
And I'm Alton, the co-project manager.
My name is William.
And mine's Alex.
And we're the project developers.
Hello, my name is Joy.
Hi, I'm AJ, and we're the project designers.
The majority of people affected by mental disorders are teenagers and young adults, and we want to help them tackle these disorders. In the first phase, our app will give them the tools to address depression by providing activities such as writing in a journal, doing breathing exercises, and goal setting.
According to the Canadian Health Association, 1 in 5 people in Canada will experience mental illness in any given year. Everyone will be affected at some point in their lives, whether personally or indirectly. The original idea of Mindful Me was something similar to a journaling app. Journaling can help you organize your thoughts and emotions, release stress, and learn self-awareness, which helps you let go of negative thoughts and feel better about yourself. We eventually added to the journaling aspect with goal setting and breathing, along with the other few features that are still in progress, a messaging system to talk with your therapist, information about different disorders, and mindful activities to help your mental and physical health.
Our app can make a change by helping those affected by mental health problems. Many of these people don't get the help they need or refuse to accept help. Although our app is no substitute for a therapist, we hope that it can support them in small ways and help them feel better.
Thank you, teampotatoes.exe. Your app looks really useful and can help many students. Let's switch over to Judge Andrew for a question to the team.
This is a challenging topic area that you're actually tackling, and kudos for taking it on. Now, the challenge is, because it is such a sort of challenging topic area, researching and understanding the specifics of the issue become all the more important. So with that in mind, could you maybe give me a bit more of an explanation on how you decided on the specific functions of things like breathing exercises, journaling, and goal setting as the key features for those managing their mental state?
I want to give you all the kudos too for tackling such a difficult topic at a young age. Did you guys know that this is actually the youngest group entering the competition? And they managed to treat it so well with grace and respect. All right, time to challenge you guys. Can you explain why you chose these key features to help users manage their mental states?
The reason why we chose these key features is because when you go to a therapist, they usually ask you questions, and then you talk about how you feel and stuff like that. So we chose a journaling function, so then you can write down how you felt that day, so then you can keep track on your emotions through every day. Because that's important. Also, we chose a breathing function, so then you can calm yourself down when you're feeling stressed. It's called block breathing. And the third function we chose to include is goal setting, because we think it's important to set goals for yourself. And it also reminds you to maybe write in your journal once a day, maybe take a break and breathe, or remind yourself to, for example, take antidepressants maybe at 12, so at in the afternoon, so you can keep track. And that's it.
I see. Trying to run this live stream has been quite stressful, so maybe Roland and I can use the relaxation mode after the event too.
Yes, Janice, I definitely need to relax a bit too. Thank you, teampotatoes.exe. Team RecyclerView, you are on deck. RecyclerView, please join the Zoom call now. Our next team is from Collingwood, Rockridge, Sentinel, and West Vancouver. Team Step Forward. They built a travel information and recommendation app. Team Step Forward, take it away.
Hi, this is Bob. Bob, like many of you, he likes to travel and to see new sights and visit new places, but he wastes a lot of time scheduling and looking for a good place to go. Today, he finds the solution to this agonizing problem.
So we will need to charge you $3,000 to give you recommendations for your travel, and also your credit card number.
Come on, man, another attempt of a scam from a travel agency? I'm tired of this. Dang it, man, I keep wasting my time and money trying to find new places to go to during my trips. I wish there was something that could help me with this problem.
Psst, Bob. Yes, you. Why don't you use our new travel app? It's called Y Travel and is the perfect solution to your problem. It reduces the amount of time and money wasted on scheduling a trip with a single click of a button. All avid travelers will love this app, especially if they find out that it is free to use.
Wow, an app? That is pretty unique. But how will the app know what I want? Because unless it reads my mind, I don't know how it will work.
Now don't you worry about that. We have a quiz that you take which will give you recommendations based upon your answers. These recommendations will be tailored to suit your travel tendencies. Just download the app and give it a try.
3:28 a.m.
To start, you will need to take a travel quiz so we can recommend the travel destinations that suit you best. Press begin to start the quiz and have a good travel. Okay, let's begin. What are some of your hobbies that you usually do outside? Team sports, taking photos, going for a run, having a picnic, going to a park, or looking at pieces of art. I think out of all these, I like taking photos a lot, so let's keep going. Why do you usually travel? So, the reason I travel a lot is because I like to see new places and try out different foods, also known as sightseeing and trying different cuisines. What kind of a traveler are you? Wonder, history nut, fun-loving, the photographer, the thrilling adventurer, or the hitchhiker? So I would say I'm kind of a thrilling adventurer because I like to try out new things and see new places. Wow, this must be the recommendations part of the app. Let's see what recommendations I have gotten. Universal Studios, Statue of Liberty, and tacos. I gotta say, this matches perfectly. Universal Studios fits in with me being a thrilling adventurer, Statue of Liberty fits in with me loving to take photos, and tacos fits in with me trying different cuisines. Let's see what this is. Favorites from around the world. Wow, the Eiffel Tower, Roman Colosseum, and macarons. From all these three, I'd love to go to Paris, France, and see the Eiffel Tower. It is a beautiful sight, and you can take so many photos. Okay, we don't want to exit white travel, so let's just select a country. Choose a country, France, Canada, Spain, or Brazil. As I said before, I'd love to go to Paris in France and see the Eiffel Tower, but that isn't all. France is also well known for its landmarks, cuisines, and attractions, so let's go ahead and pick France. Wow, this must be the France page. It seems like it is categorized into 3 things, and those are its landmarks, food, and attractions. Let's start off with its attractions. Disneyland. Disneyland in Paris. 25 years after its opening, 320 million people visited Disneyland Paris, making it most visited theme park in Europe. Wow, that's incredible. But let's take a look at the other stuff of France. Let's go to its landmarks. The Eiffel Tower. The Eiffel Tower is one of the most well-known landmarks in the world. Wow, there's so much information in here. I could use this even in school. We have to now go look at the cuisine page. So let's go to Wine and Dine. And it's ratatouille, one of the most famous French cuisines of all time. In addition to its great taste, a 2007 animated movie was released under the same name. Wow, this app is filled with lots of true and detailed information. I gotta say, I couldn't have done it better myself. Wow, this app is so incredible. I'll definitely use this app next time I travel overseas. It will not only save me loads of time and money, but it will also give me the best recommendations and informations to where I travel. This app is easy to understand, convenient, and also free to use.
Wow, what a great app. Let's hear from Judge Henry with his comments and question.
Step forward, your presentation was pretty funny, and it really helps keep my attention when I was going through it. And regarding traveling, if you're traveling alone, you can do whatever you want. And this is where I see your application shines a lot. But in many different instances, you're probably not traveling alone. For example, you're probably traveling with friends, family, or with kids, or with elders, or with people like that has vegetarian diets, people who are disabled, people who are physically or mentally challenged. And these are all possible travel buddies or group of people. Now, if you have a group of different people like that, how would you give the proper recommendations? Where would you even start? And how can everybody contribute so that they can all provide information to get the proper travel recommendations?
I also realized that I don't really travel alone, but a lot of the times I'm actually traveling with my family and friends. So team, how do you actually accommodate questions and recommendations to a group of different travelers?
So we decided to put a feature so you can retake the quiz and go over it once again. So go over each question and choose a different possible answer. Also, when you retake the quiz, you also could get a different question. So every time you answer, it brings new countries and new possible outcomes.
Okay, great. I can't wait to use your app for my next adventures. I'm tired of being stuck in my bedroom during this pandemic. Where should I go next, Roland?
I've heard that Tuktoyaktuk on the shores of the Arctic Ocean up in the Yukon would be a nice place to visit. We should go there once this whole pandemic is over. Team Sandsview, you are on deck. Team Sandsview, please join the Zoom call now. The next team is Team RecyclerView, a combined team from New Westminster and North Burnaby. They've built an app for helping diabetics track and manage their lifestyle. Team RecyclerView.
Medicare. Giving diabetics the care they deserve.
Hi, I'm Angelica, and we are Team RecyclerView.
My name is Carrie Wang. We are Team RecyclerView.
I am Jay, and we are Team RecyclerView.
We are Team RecyclerView, and I am Clinton.
I am Ricky. We are Team RecyclerView.
Hi, I am James Ong, and we are Team RecyclerView.
Medicare is an app we created to help diabetics track and record their daily habits and symptoms.
Diabetes is one of the most common health conditions that affects Canadians of all ages. In 2013 to 2014, statistics from the Government of Canada show that there are approximately 3 million Canadians living with diagnosed diabetes. This makes up roughly 8.1% of Canada's population. Furthermore, close to 200,000 Canadians are newly diagnosed each year, and studies show that this number will only increase in the coming of years. Brian is part of this demographic.
Brian is a diabetic Canadian. He was recently diagnosed with diabetes. While he is still trying to adapt to the effects and symptoms of his condition, he also needs to remember the immense amount of things he needs to keep track of. Often he faces headaches, fatigue, blurred vision, and many other symptoms. As a diabetic, he also faces fears of heart disease, kidney damage, and loss of eyesight, which are common complications associated with long-term diabetes. In order to remain healthy, Ryan needs to monitor his diet and exercise levels to achieve and sustain a balanced lifestyle. As well, he must take the correct amount of medications and be on the constant lookout for any signs of need for medical support. This may sound like someone you know and care about, or even yourself. You have always seen their struggles, and now you have a way to help them.
So many people suffering, and numerous things to keep track of. Our team took the initiative to find and make a solution. This led to the creation of our app, Medicare, with the ultimate goal of helping diabetics better manage their lifestyle, with a calendar, reminders, and a constant record of their symptoms. Medicare will not only help our users, but also the healthcare professionals treating them. by providing professionals the information they need to understand the patterns in their patients' symptoms and state. As constant worry can lead to other unintended health consequences, Medicare works so that users won't have to worry about whether they have taken their medications, blood sugar levels, or about forgetting the occurrences of their symptoms. It guarantees the user better control over their own life and body, leaving them time to focus on the brighter parts of life.
Now, let's see how Brian uses Medicare to navigate his daily life. He receives a reminder to check his glucose levels for the second time today, as his doctor instructed. He goes to input the data from his test into the app. He inputs his meal details for an estimation of whether his glucose levels are safe. Upon returning to the homepage, he reviews his recent glucose levels and looks for any changes with the help of a graph as a visual aid. Here, he can also browse through his recent symptoms and exercise activity as well.
Later in the day, Brian experiences a headache. He opens Medicare so he doesn't have to worry about forgetting about it, in case it persists. He maneuvers to the Add Symptoms screen, where he inputs the severity of his headache, the type of pain, and its location. Since the headache appeared a few minutes ago, he also adjusts the time, then submits. He can use the calendar view to see how symptoms happen throughout the days. He cycles through the past few days to view his symptoms. Brian then remembers he took an aspirin, which helped relieve the pain. He quickly adds his headache symptom to record that.
What do I have to do tonight? Brian wonders. He opens up Medicare and opens the reminder list. Now he remembers he wanted to start running to be able to participate in next year's Sun Run. After his run, he uses the exercise tracker. He considers his run a low cardio workout with a passive warm-up. He runs for about 15 minutes and estimates that he burned about 120 calories, then clicks submit. Brian goes to sleep peacefully without the stress of potentially forgetting anything important. Because of Medicare, he can shift his energy to his family and goals, knowing that doctors will have a reliable record of his symptoms and activity for his health.
Thank you, Team RecyclerView. Great presentation. Here's a question from our judges.
RecyclerView, I really liked how the application is focused and it tackles a very specific problem. These niche problems are what builds a healthy community when you make a solution. Now, the challenges of this application is that there's a lot of medical terminology and research that a user has to learn in order to properly do this because, for example, if someone has a headache and someone else has a migraine, that's very different things. And if you record the wrong symptoms onto this application, it could lead to very different diagnosis from a doctor. So how do you plan to address this issue so that the user are not doing the wrong records? And what's the motivation for someone to go through all the learning and all the research and all the work to use the application when they can just write it down on paper and calendar? Like what's the incentive of using your application instead?
That's a really good consideration, Henry. When I get headaches, sometimes I'm not sure if I'm just because I'm hungry or if it's because I'm tired. Maybe someone from the team can answer. How does your app help users record the correct symptoms to prevent misinformation? You guys might need to unmute yourself. Yeah.
So the purpose of the app is just for the user to record the symptoms that they feel, not really a way for them to diagnose whether they actually have a migraine or like it's a severe type of headache. We just want them to know what's happening and when it happens so that they can consult with a doctor so that they're able to actually figure out what the actual diagnosis is.
Thanks for the clarification. I think I'm just hungry today. Do you want some, Roland?
For sure. I just had lunch, but I never say no to food. Thanks, Janice. The next team is Team Sandsview. But before they come on, the team that is on deck is Team 21. Team 21, please join the Zoom call now. Team Sandsview built a vape tracking app. Let's hear from Team Sandsview.
There has been an immense growth in the number of young student vapers.
Most are high school students, so we have invented a vape tracking app called Vapeless. Our app's goal is to help teens decrease the amount they vape.
Our team is made up of 3 talented students. We have our wonderful developer Ishan, the brilliant designer Carolyn, and the innovative designer Diane.
After 2017, the number of students vaping has continued to grow. So, we decided to help our classmates by creating this app in hopes that many will quit. We want to help them because vaping is still new, meaning that there are so many different risks. The substance used to vape can harm a teenager's growing brain, cause seizures, put their body at risk, and several lung diseases.
At the beginning stages, we plan to help teenagers to become less addicted to vaping by helping them improve their health and to track and suggest alternatives to vaping. In the 12 weeks, we prepared a tracker, an alternative provider, a money-saving station, and a cute digital pet. At the end, we joined them all together and created an all-in-one app that can help a teenager to become clean.
Our solution solves the problem by providing the users some significant distractions from vaping, also providing a more laid-back response to vaping. Our app is a health app that prioritizes rather than complicates. We give the users different options to replace vaping because we understand it is more easy to replace a habit than quitting it entirely.
Many vaping apps in the market have a lot of the same components, which make them boring and seem more like a job. But our app is different. Our app encourages the user to keep their streak with a fun gimmick. We conducted multiple user testing to make sure we had the best design. Before moving on to a conclusion, we researched significantly. Hence, the app was designed and coded keeping both of these things in mind.
Now here is our app. This is the toolbar. Our first screen is our homepage. Next is the streak counter, where we keep track of the user's vaping. We also have a savings page for the user to keep track of how much they spend. Here's the alternatives page, and here we suggest different ideas to replace vaping with. Lastly, we have a pet shop. This is our gamification idea. We have a mascot that the user can dress up.
Introducing the homepage. This is the screen which users will be greeted with when they open our app. Our first tool is the weekly goals. We did not add a challenge page since many of the apps use the same concept and the same goals. Instead, we changed the play idea by making the users come up with their own goals. This way, the user can think of the best way to empower themselves. To reward our user, we have a 24-hour timer. At the end of the timer, they receive some digital currency which they can be used to buy hats to dress up our mascot.
This is where we keep track of the user's vaping. On the top, we have a simple box showing the user's streak. Underneath it, we have a question if the user has vaped today. If they click yes, then we reset the streak. If they click no, the streak continues. Starts off with good lungs, but depending on if you vape, it turns into okay lungs and then into unhealthy lungs. It also gives a description on what should the user do to get back to healthy lungs. Here it updates the lungs depending on if the user has vaped or not. Also, it gives info on what they should do to get clear lungs.
This is the savings page. This is where the user can keep track of how much they are saving when they are not spending their money on vape juice. Also, we added a wish list so that the user can list what they want to buy and set a goal for it. The user can also add money into the bank to show how much they are saving.
Over here is the alternatives page. This is where we list suggestions to help you replace vaping. When you click on a box such as chew gum, it gives a little bit of information on the topic.
This is the pet shop. Here, the user can spend the pet coins that they have earned. This is our mascot. His name is Cublink, and he is a dragon. With the coins, you can buy accessories that you can decorate your dragon with. And that is all for our presentation. Thank you for listening.
Awesome. Such a useful and innovative app. Here's Judge Andrew with his comments and question.
This is an important problem that you're tackling, and it's awesome to see the depth of research you have completed to help support why this application is important. Now, this being said, once we get to the explanation itself, it's a little harder to see the connection between some of the research that you've done and the features that you've included. Could you, for example, give me an explanation of why the savings feature was important to include as part of the app?
Great feedback, Andrew. Maybe Team Sandsview can shed some light on their product decisions and explain why the savings feature was an important feature to include in the app.
Well, our savings page is important because we did a test in our users test. We found out that many people found that money can help them, encourage them to save and keep a streak because they get encouraged.
So our user testing showed that all 70% of our users wanted something for them to motivate themselves to shop. So as this motivation step, we included the savings page. They will be able to save something that they have saved by not vaping, and they will be able to use it somewhere else.
Okay, thanks, team. Now remember, kids, don't vape. There are other things that are more addicting to do, like running outside or building an app. What's your favorite activity, Roland?
Thanks, Janice. My favorite activity? Well, I love building apps. I like listening to music and sushi. I love that. Does that count? Well, our next team comes from Sentinel and West Vancouver, and they've built an anti-procrastination app for students with incentives. Here's Team 21 from Sentinel and West Vancouver.
Oh, shoot.
Your test will start in 3 minutes.
Oh, no, Matt. Yeah. I'm here. I take you. Can we start easy this one time? Finally over. I should really stop procrastinating that much.
How we will solve procrastination. In 12 weeks, we will solve procrastination. There have been applications that pay to do someone else's homework, but our app will pay to do your own homework.
Too many students procrastinate. I'll do it tomorrow, says the team leader. None of the current solutions give an incentive to do work. Current solutions include blocking off applications, playing focus music, to-do lists.
How we will fix that. Completing assignments ahead of time will give you points. Spend points on a lottery draw for a chance to win money. Draw winners will be selected every week. How it affects students? Well, they'll have balanced workloads and less stress.
Business model. We'll use ads, one interstitial ad for every time they exit the app. Competitor business models. Most competitors use advertisements like we do. Evernote makes you pay for extra monthly upload capacity. Zero Willpower has a one-time fee of $1.99. Marketing. Distributed through the App Store. Advertised through sites such as YouTube, because most procrastinators end up there anyway.
Market validation. Do we have proof that it solves the problem? Yeah, we do. There have been many studies that show that money is a number one motivator in a lot of people. Evernote is an editor's choice application with more than 100 million downloads. This shows that the demand for this type of application is quite high. Google Classroom also currently has more than 100 million users, partly due to COVID-19, and we only want 1% of that. What's next? Well, we have to get investment funds, and once we're done with that, we can do an early shipping and get user testing reviews, and we can change our app according to those. Financials, well, around 4 interstitial ads per week per person, and if we have 100,000 users, the CPM for interstitial ads is $5.96. Assuming 1% of users click on the ads, And using this calculation, we get 23,840. And assuming we spend $1,000 on gift cards a week, we'll have 22,840 per week. And that's almost 1.2 million a year.
Why choose us? No other app in the same category is similar to ours.
Our team. I manage the team and the application. I've worked on almost every aspect of this application. My main job aside from manager is programmer. Rex is more of a front-end programmer than Joe. He's implemented the highest percentage of screens in Android Studio. Joe's a programmer. Whenever asked for something, he gets it done. If there's a problem, he fixes it very quickly. Jayuk has wonderful design skills. Without him, our application wouldn't look nearly as good as it does. Bo's an actor, presenter. He's been working hard on improving the pitch presentation. Investment and use funds. We need $20,000 for advertisements and for gift cards. The equity is negotiable.
Here's our early designs, like one of the first design, where our designer was not helping. The feedback we received says it was absolutely terrible. So we convinced our designer to do a proper design, and here's the new design. It looks a little bit better, but there's some functions that we actually do not need on our app. So here's the newer design that has exactly what we need the app to do and does not have any excess functions, so it looks very pretty to the eye.
So here we have the login screen with the continue to Google button. As you can see, we can select an account and it brings you to the home screen. Here's your overview pie chart, which shows you your assignment ratios, on time, late, overdue, and upcoming. You also see the next assignment that you should be doing. Here you have the task page, which shows your homework for the next week. It shows you the number of days left until it's due, the subject, the title, and the points. On the overdue page, you see your days overdue and your homework with the same info. On the gift card page, you see your points and the gift card options. You can click on a given gift card to buy it. It deducts points and it increases your amount of current entries for the giveaway. On the insufficient points, it shows you insufficient points. On the status page, you see your assignments on time chart and your late assignment ratio.
Wow, great work on the video and the skit. Let's hear what the judges think.
Team 21, I really love the business presentation. With the projections, competitive analysis, business models, those are always a big plus for me. And I just want to mention I really love the first design more than anything, and I'm really biased. But it's always good to see your different iterations, and that's always a good thing in an application development and design. Now, the problem with procrastinations that you present is that people have no idea on how to manage time. If I have 5 assignments due, I probably know I have 5 assignments due. The problem is I don't know how much time each assignment takes. As a result, I end up not having enough time because I think I will have enough time to do them on the last day. Now, right now your app is just a task tracker. It doesn't learn how much time each assignment takes. And the user is not going to learn how to give the proper amount of time for the assignment itself. So it won't stop procrastination. Now, how would you address this so that you can actually prevent procrastination?
You're right, Henry. Estimating how long a task takes is definitely challenging. I know, even though I am a working professional, I'm really bad at it as well. But speaking of which, your app is a task tracker, so it doesn't learn how much time each assignment task takes. So how can you address this to help prevent procrastination?
Okay, so we're going to be using the Google API, and that allows us to find task details, the dates due, whether the task is submitted or not, so we can get all of our information from there.
And also, if we have more time and more funding, we definitely add some sort of API type thing where it tracks previous assignments of similar types with similar content or similar courses. Because usually if you have an assignment from the class, it's pretty similar in length. So we could definitely add that, and then they can show an estimated time, for example, or they can enter that information themselves.
Also, you guys mentioned right now people don't know how long an assignment will take, and that's why we're trying to get people to submit early, or not submit early, but do their tasks early, so that or if they find an issue, they can change it with enough time.
Neat. I wish I get paid to accomplish tasks. Wait, isn't that called a job? What do you think, Roland?
Great insight, Janice. I agree. Well, our last team for today is Team 4, a mixed team from Carson Graham, Rockridge, Sentinel, and West Vancouver. They built an app that helps with job searching. Team 4.
Game of apps. We are Team 4 of the West Vancouver Secondary School cohort to showcase our app. My name is Aiden Gate, and I'll be starting by showing the seamlessness of our application. Let's get started. The app begins with a clear and concise interface explaining the QR setup process. The process is very simple. A company will use their website and mass emailing capabilities to send the QR code to possible employees. Employees can also get these codes at a job fair. Once the employee retrieves the QR code, he'll use this app to read the proprietary information stored on this code. So, since I'm running the software on an emulator, I can't access a camera, so in light of that, I'll be showing you the scan after the setup process is completed. And a QR code we generated for testing purposes, and this is the interface that comes up. The magic about this section is half the form has already been completed. There's no reason needed to fill out the same information multiple times. The QR code stores additional data that the company requires. In this instance, is a simple question asking why you'd want to work at Walmart. The data is then repackaged and sent over to the company's hiring email. So I'm going to quickly fill out the information here. And then submit it. And that's that. The seamlessness of having a single application to submit resumes and organize meetings is extremely handy. No need to fill out the same form on multiple different hiring websites. Cheers, everyone.
Okay, great. Well, that's all the pitch presentations for today. The judges will now be tallying up all their scores. Great job and kudos to all the students. You worked really hard to get here. The apps this year are higher caliber than the apps we've seen in our past years. The competition's going to be really tough. As we're waiting for the final results, we're now going to go to the showcases portion of the event. Each team will host their own Zoom call with a mentor host who will interview them and ask them various questions about their app and about how they built it. They will also go through questions from you, the audience. You may submit your questions via Twitter and mention @GameOfApps and tag the team's hashtag. We'll be posting the instructions up here on the live stream shortly. But you may also get the instructions from our mobile apps or on our website. So, some quick ground rules about the showcase. Only the students and the mentors should have their microphones and webcams enabled. All other attendees should be muted and should not be sharing their video. If you share your video, we may remove you from the call. Lastly, the community voting will be closing shortly. If you haven't cast your vote yet, please do so now through our apps or through the website. So, parents, teachers, friends, you may attend any of the team showcases, or you may stay here in the main session live stream. We're going to take a short 5-minute break, then we'll come back here both on the live stream and at the team showcases. Instructions on how to ask a question will be posted here shortly. See you soon!
Okay, so I heard that you did a lot of user research and even looked into some scientific studies. Can you explain a bit about what you did and what insights it gave you?
When we were looking online for research, we were trying to find information to make sure our app is correct and we have nothing wrong to give our user false information. We tried asking professionals, but we haven't really heard anything back. So we had to look on Google and we checked many sources just to find out how bad is vaping, what can lead to it, what the causes are, any early deaths from it. We found out that many teenagers vape because their friends ask them to. It's mostly peer pressure because of it.
That's really nice and insightful to hear. Just a note, we are now live on the live stream, so wave and say hi.
Hello.
Hey.
So I noticed that your app has a really unique visual style. Is there a reason why you decided to go with this style for the problem that you're addressing?
Since if we have kept the app simple, it wouldn't have attracted that many users. There had to be something special about the app that should attract the users.
So speaking of users, on the programming side, how much programming experience did you have before this, and how do you feel about programming now after doing this app?
Before this app, I barely had some developing experience. I had learned Java before, but now I can code an app, and before that I couldn't. That's the main difference. I didn't know what was a text view or image view.
Yeah. One common topic that is commonly talked about in industry is how designers can work with developers. Did you encounter any challenges going from the design of the app and then moving on to development after?
Not really. The design team was very cooperative on showing what could work and what could not. So even if there was a slightest problem in the cooperation between the two, the design team made sure to make it work for the development side, and the development made sure to implement the best it can.
We tried keeping a simple-ish but spiky kind of style to show it off, and we were always asking Ishan if it would fit well into our layout. And we had to make a few changes here and there, but Ishan was really helpful in telling us what was okay, what wasn't okay, and we just kept going back and forth all the time.
Yeah, even in the early stages, we had a lot of problems figuring out what design style we were going to do. But eventually, we kind of just figured out that the color scheme and everything just fit together perfectly.
So one thing about the Delta group is that it was you guys did the Game of Apps program fully remotely. And then now, of course, all of us are working remote because of the situation. How does it feel to work as a fully remote team?
It was really hard at some times, but on the other times it was very helpful since we could work at any time of the day.
Yeah.
We would have Slack calls for hours and work.
We were thinking that it might be a bit more challenging for us since we didn't have the mentors by our side the whole time because we were remote and we're not really in Richmond. But it made us more connect to each other more because we didn't really have anybody else to help us. So we had to stay more close together.
That's quite interesting. Being remote makes you get closer together.
Yeah,
it's definitely a big... Oh, yeah, go on.
And the school district also helped us a lot. They gave us even some extra time in the schools to meet before the COVID-19. So we also had some meetings in the school.
Cool, that's really great to hear that our program can reach so far, even though we can't have the capability to physically go to your school all the time. So now that your program is finished, but if you had more time, is there anything you would like to do differently or improve upon with your app?
Yeah, we definitely wanted to include some community things, including some community chats as well as some leaderboards. But
we had a lot of discussions if it was possible, if we could add like a way that it could be more, you connect with friends to do it. Since we found out that vaping is more with peer pressure, we tried finding a way if we could connect everyone together into the app. So we were thinking if we could add like a friend group or a friend list so you can encourage each other to stop vaping and keep up your streak.
Cool. So now that you've done 24 weeks of Game of Apps, if you had to describe your experience to your friends or your peers, how would you do so?
The experience has been really good, although there were some hard times, but we got through it. Yeah, that's a
Really fun to try out. I got to learn so many new things from it. I was able to learn how to code and make designs better. I don't think I would be able to learn it that easily if I didn't.
Same as Diane, I really, with this Game of Apps thing, it kind of helped me develop my coding passion more, and maybe has made me look forward to maybe having a job in this industry.
And as well, we got the best team, I believe.
Teamwork is definitely very important.
Well, welcome back to the live stream. So that was just, you were watching Team Sandsview. That was their showcase. All the other teams, their showcases are ongoing right now as well. So if you wanted to jump on to any of those showcases, go to our website or on the mobile app, and you can jump onto their live streams. So the judges are still deliberating. It looks like really close. It's going to be a tough choice for the results. We also want to just acknowledge our mentor Jeff. He's been doing such a great job running this live stream. So I really appreciate what he's doing. What we're going to be doing with this live stream is after this is finished, we're going to make the recordings available so you can watch this afterwards as well, and you can share it with your friends and other people who might be interested to see it. The showcases are also being recorded, so we're also going to make the showcases available once sometime this week. Yeah, so Game of Apps, this is our third year running, and we're going to be adapting and with the times. As you see that we're now doing this remotely. The pre-registration is now open for season 4. So we'll be, if you're interested, you can go ahead and pre-register. Let people know as well. Okay, so it sounds like we're almost ready to jump into our next showcase. The next showcase that we'll be jumping into is Team EcoWorld. So are we ready to jump in? Yep. Jeff? All right, so Team EcoWorld.
She did really great work. I guess we didn't talk about it as much as probably we should have, but still really great work.
Mm-hmm. Just so you guys know, we're going live just soon. Yeah, we're live now. Actually, we're on YouTube. Great. So I remember, Zach, you did a bit of kind of like research on like how does that how does the eating habits and all the transportation contribute to the carbon footprint? Can you talk about how you conducted that research?
Yeah, so what I mainly did, I was looking at how the activities that you do day to day affect the environment in a negative or even positive way. Like driving a car, it's not as much as the car itself, but like the consumable, such as the gasoline, petrol, or even the electricity that is used to power it. It has to come from somewhere. And in most cases, that somewhere is not as clean as it should. Like here in British Columbia, a lot of our power comes from hydro. That is clean in a sense, but the infrastructure required to create said electricity is not as green as the actual infrastructure is.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Go ahead, Paul. Go ahead, Paul.
I worked on the food pages and did research on how different types of food affect the environment, and that was pretty interesting. Before, I believed that food that travels a long way to your door, like food from other countries, affects the environment most because of this travel. But I found out that for meat, for instance, the type of meat is much more important. For instance, beef is 3 times as bad for the environment and emits 3 times as much CO2 as pig meat does. There are several factors for it. For example, the land consumed, or also the methane emitted by cows, for example.
Right. What I was going to say is that I remember there was an article talking about like whether or not you should switch from a gasoline car to an electric car. And like, I mean, gasoline obviously create more, environmental impacts, whereas electric cars seems like a clean energy. But actually, the process and the productions and all that shipments and all that manufacturing process to create an electric car may or may not be, sometimes could be more impactful to the bad impact to the environment than a straight out simple gasoline car. So that, yeah, that is it. The environment impact is not what just the service looks like. So Paul, I know you are the main developer here. What do you think? What would you say is the most challenging feature to implement in the app?
That's an interesting question. I think that one of the screens I worked most at was a shop screen, because it contains this like spinning wheel, this wheel of fortune. And for that, I wrote like a component, a class on my own. And then it also contains parallax scroll effects, actually 2 on the bottom and the top, custom recycler views with the images resizing so that always a centered image is like a bit bigger and there's a smooth animation. Then it also has to save changes to the storage. So the next time you open the app, this specific screen, it will show exactly the same. And after doing all that, I realized that the performance was pretty bad. So I had to rewrite much of it due to memory leaks and so on. So I think that was one of the challenging screens. Maybe not the most time consuming, but from a coding perspective, the most challenging.
Right, I remember we were talking about memory leaks and all that sort of stuff. I'm actually really impressed that you got to figure it out. So that's really cool. I was wondering if you guys have more time, if time is not a concern, what would you guys add to the app? Like, could Zach answer this?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we were originally planning, most of it came into the app. Pretty much what to add next would be kind of brainstorming session required, kind of seeing what we have, experimenting and seeing. But some of the things that I wanted to add in was maybe more features integrated into the blog post section, which is what I was working on. So like making more complex maps, more interesting and engaging subjects, along with maybe some other features in the future.
Paul, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, I would really be interested in giving it the connectivity and really like being able to connect with other users to have the app so that it actually works interactively. But for that, we would need a backend, some server to host it on. But that would be actually a cool next step.
Yeah, that would be really cool. Another thing I was actually quite impressed is that like Paul, you actually had to move away, relocate during when the pandemic happens. So how do you guys feel like, with the time zone difference and also the fact that we can't meet, in person, how does that affect you guys' teamwork?
So to begin with, other teams could also not meet in person because of the pandemic, as you said.
That's true.
But time difference is quite a big issue because it always got very late for me. The beginning when the regular sessions took place, I always had to get up at 3:30 in the night, and that's a very inconvenient time. 3 a.m. to highlight that again. But yeah, we somehow figured that out, and we did most of the work alone, and then had half an hour to 1 hour meetings in a time that was convenient to both of us.
Actually, what time is it right now for you?
Right now, it's close to me.
All right, welcome back to the live stream. So the results are in. The judges have deliberated. So we're now going to take a short 5-minute break, and then we'll come back and proceed with the rest of our program. So we'll see you in 5 minutes. Welcome back to the final portion of today's championship event. We finished tallying the judges' results, and I must say the competition was really tough. So many good teams, so many strong students, and so many good apps. I'll say it again, you should all be proud of yourselves today. We've got some special greetings from some more special people. First, we're very honored to receive a greeting from MLA Bowen Ma, MLA of North Vancouver, Lonsdale, and Parliamentary Secretary for TransLink.
Congratulations on making it to the Game of Apps Championships. My name is Bowen Ma, and I serve as the MLA for North Vancouver, Lonsdale. I'm also a professional engineer, so I have a pretty good understanding of how much hard work it took for each of you to get here. You've all learned so much in this process. You've learned technical skills, but most importantly, you've learned how to work in teams and with each other. Please take those lessons to heart as you move forward in life because they will serve you well. Good luck on the rest of your journey.
Thank you, MLA Bowen Ma. Next, we have a special greeting from the Honorable Judy Darcy, MLA New Westminster and Minister of Mental Health and Addictions.
Hello, Game of Apps contestants. I'm Judy Darcy. I'm a member of the legislature for New Westminster and the Minister of Mental Health and Addictions for British Columbia. And I wanted to give a shout out to all the students across BC who are taking part in this year's contest. I have been so blown away by some of the apps that we're going to see this year, from helping diabetics track their insulin levels to mindfulness for mental health and fighting climate change. And of course, I have to mention the teachers, the parents, and the mentors who have been helping these students. Your encouragement of our kids to think creatively about addressing today's problems could save lives tomorrow. All the best and good luck to everyone.
Thank you, the Honorable Judy Darcy. At this time, I'd like to take the opportunity to say a few words. First, we're living in interesting times. Who would have thought that the whole world would get shut down due to a pandemic? This was truly disruptive, and many, many people's lives, health, and finances have been affected. For that, we need to come together as a community to help each other out. Be the neighbor that looks out for one another. And as many of our leaders said, be kind. But one thing has become clear is that technology can play a big part to not only keep us connected, such as video conferencing, but also technology can be used to do things in ways we haven't done before. Today's championship event, for example, we couldn't hold the event physically, but we were able to move to a live stream format and still showcase all the work the students have done. Technology and innovation allows us to do so many things in ways that we've never thought of. When I graduated from UBC 30 years ago, at the beginning of my career, I was so excited about technology, thinking that the whole future was ahead of me. Now, looking back 30 years later, I'm still just as excited about what technology can do for us in the future. Things like AI, machine learning, autonomous vehicles, virtual and augmented reality, and so much more. In every single one of these fields, we are just at the beginning, the tip of the iceberg. It's such an exciting time to be in. Game of Apps students, we want you to dream big. Use your creativity and imagination like you did in your apps today. Technology is neutral and can be used for good or evil. But as you did this season, use technology to make a change, make a difference to the lives of those around you and to the future generations ahead of you. A special word to the grade 12 students with us. This year has not been easy. It's supposed to be your special year, yet many things have been canceled. This is not what you expected. not any one of us had expected. But the one thing that working in technology has taught me is the ability to adapt. It's okay if things don't go as expected. Just make the best of it and get what you can out of the experience. All the best innovators in history and today share this trait in common, being able to adapt. So please keep in touch with us. We want to hear about what you're doing, whether you pursue further studies or go into the industry. And please come back and visit and share some of your learnings next year to the next generation of Game of Apps students. Okay, so now for some quick announcements. First, the applications for our summer internships are now open. Please go to our website, gameofapps.org, and check out how to apply. This is the third summer we've run this program, and all our past interns can attest 100% that this experience was completely worth it. Second, pre-registration is now open for Season 4 of Game of Apps. Please head over to our website and pre-register to secure a spot and to qualify for an early bird pricing. If you know friends or relatives who might be interested, please let them know as well. Lastly, I want to thank a special group of people. If it weren't for these people, Game of Apps truly would not have been possible. I'm talking about our mentors, professional developers and designers who volunteer and give of their time weekly to prepare lessons, mark assignments, mentor students, and guide them through the whole process of building an app, while at the same time showing students an invaluable insight into how the industry operates. So, Vivian, Peter, Amir, Catherine, Kitty, Kevin, Jeffrey, Leah, Ronald, Pavisha, Justin, Henry, Janice, Yuria, Leanne, Andre, Yuki, Colin, Adrian, and Jan. Thank you so much for your tireless efforts and for your dedication. You truly are an inspiration to the students and an inspiration to me. Thank you. And one final shout out to our live stream technician, Jeff. He's been so stressed both yesterday and today, but what an awesome job. Thank you, Jeff. All right, so now we get to our awards. First, we have a set of individual awards. These are for individuals that have shown outstanding skills in 3 areas: design, development, and leadership. These awards were chosen by your mentors who've worked with you for the past 8 months. So, for Outstanding Designer, our first winner is Jae Chung from New Westminster. Woo! Jae, congratulations on winning this award. We will have your name engraved here on this personal trophy. And when it's safe for us to pass this on to you, we will get this award to you. Great job and congratulations. Now, also for Outstanding Designer, we have Jayak Lee from West Vancouver. Woo! Congratulations. Well done, Jayak. Some comments from the mentors include Jayak's designs were meticulously thought out. Every design element served a purpose as well as being aesthetically pleasing. Congratulations, Jayak. Next, for Outstanding Developer, we have Iris Yang from Rockridge. Woo! Congratulations, Iris. Iris was very careful and meticulous in coding her app. She took the lead not just in development, but also in coordinating and project managing the team. She took the time to learn the various development concepts and did not hesitate to research and go deeper as needed. Congratulations, Iris. And then also for Outstanding Developer, we have Paul Obernolte. Woo! Congratulations, Paul. Paul was clearly the primary developer in his team. He has a very strong understanding of development concepts and goes deeper in finding not just a way to solve the problem, but the best way to solve a problem. He's able to clearly reason between the pros and cons of various approaches and is a real pleasure to work with. Congratulations, Paul. Next, for Outstanding Leadership, we have Timofey Safin. Woo! Congratulations, Tim. Tim had taken the difficult task of being the team's project manager right from the beginning, keeping everyone in his team accountable, assigning tasks as needed. The team had appreciated his involvement and followed him as a true leader. Congratulations, Tim. And also for outstanding leadership, we have Daniil Makarenko. Woo! Well done, Daniil. Daniil was very optimistic and focused on doing what's necessary to get things done. He was consistent in his check-ins and meetings with his mentors and worked hard to overcome issues and conflicts within his team. Congratulations, Daniil. All right, so those are all the individual awards. We now come to the golden ticket. Jeff, let's show the folks at home our golden ticket. Right here. Click here, click here. All right, awesome. So as mentioned earlier, the team that garnered the most community votes wins the golden ticket and automatically progresses to next week's provincial championships. The winner of this season's golden ticket with, get this, 56% of the total community votes is Team Sandsview. Woo! Congratulations, Team Sandsview from Delview and Sands Secondaries. Woohoo! You're going to the Provincial Championships. The next award we want to announce is the Best Designed App. This team will also progress to the Provincial Championships. This year's winner of the Best Designed App is Team 21. Woo! Congratulations, Team 21 from Sentinel and West Vancouver. You're going to the Provincial Championships. The next award is the Best Developed App. This team will progress to the Provincial Championships also. This year's winner of the Best Developed App is Team RecyclerView. Woo! Congratulations, Team RecyclerView from New Westminster and Burnaby North. You're going to the Provincial Championships. So now we finally get to the final award. This year's champion for the Division 2 region. This is the trophy that you'll be getting. The winner of the Best Overall App, and you'll be advancing to the provincials next week, is drumroll, Team EcoWorld from New Westminster. Congratulations. Woo! Congratulations. Well done. Well done. Well done, all of you. Everyone in the Game of Ask competition, well done. You all did really well. We are so proud of you. I can say for sure, on behalf of all the mentors, it's a real pleasure to work with you, and it was so inspirational. You did a tremendous job for coming this far in 8 months. Very few people in high school have developed an app. You've learned so many new skills: design, development, leadership, teamwork. You also have a deeper understanding of what it means to work in the tech industry. We hope to see you again next season. And to those who will be graduating, we wish you all the best. And please stay in touch. So next week, Saturday, May 30 at 1 p.m. is our provincial championships. All the teams progressing today will be competing with the top teams from our Division 1 championships, which we held yesterday. Thanks again. Take care to all of you. Stay safe and see you next time. Bye-bye.